Hey, it's me, Seth David, President and Chief Nerd here at Nerd Enterprises Incorporated. And if you're an e-commerce seller tired of disconnected sales channels with no way of getting insights into your sales data across all sales channels, keep watching. I've got a solution for you. Without the right processes in a system you can trust, you've got disparate data. Nothing quite reconciles, meaning you have no idea how to get from the gross sale to the net deposits coming into your bank account. Most sales channels are pretty straightforward. Let's take Shopify, for example. You sell a thing for a gross amount, payment is processed via whichever payment gateway. The payment gateway charges you a processing fee, and the difference combined with other sales in a given period at the net amount is swept into your bank account. Shopify then charges you a monthly fee, which is taken out separately once per month. This keeps that part simple enough. Then there's Amazon. They have an escrow account where they hold your funds. People mistakenly record this as an expense. 100 different categories of fees they charge you. I'm pretty sure they have a fee for keeping track of all the fees. And then there's the settlement period where you don't see your money for 2 weeks, and there can be, of course, many sales and many fees taken into account for that time period. Have you ever tried to reconcile a bi-weekly Amazon settlement report? I have, and I even built a spreadsheet that does it with a pivot table and perfectly analyzes it from gross to net. More on that in a minute. What you need in your accounting system is the ability to trust it. So how do you come to trust your system? Simply put, clarity. When you have clarity about how to get from gross to net, you can trust that your accounting data is extremely reliable, and that's the most important thing in any accounting system. Now, Webgility connects beautifully to any sales channel. Then within each sales channel, you can map each payment method so that the payments land in the right clearing accounts at the right amounts in QuickBooks Online. The way that I set this up for my customers is, on the surface, looks very complex, but it makes for the easiest and cleanest audit trail so that I can confirm that everything is coming in at the correct amounts. And the bottom line on this is what I want to show you real quick here with Webgility. Let's take these recent new orders from the 14th here, and I'm just going to select these and post them to QuickBooks and wait for it to confirm. Okay, 3 orders posted successfully. Let's go into QuickBooks. Okay, I'll just use this tab here, and if I click here, it will show me recent transactions. Okay, and here are the 3 transactions that I just pushed through. Let's confirm it. Okay, so we're going to go here, and I've got a sales receipt for Christy Russo, WGL 8951. Total with sales tax is 123.88. Okay, let's go back here. Now we have to go over to posted, and there's 8951. Survey says 123.88. This is what I like to see when I'm setting up an e-commerce workflow. Again, I want to make sure I can trace the total here right over to the total here in QuickBooks Online. And then, as I already showed you, then I need to be able to get from here to where it was deposited and how we process the fees, and then finally the net amount that lands in the bank account. That's what I need to be able to reconcile. So the detailed mapping that Webgility lets me do makes it easy for me to get the accounting right so that I can easily prove my numbers to my clients. Let's take a look at something here real quick. Here's Webgility, and I'm going to go into my orders. Take a look at the posted orders here, and let's take a look at this order here. Okay, from here you can see it's pretty straightforward what's going on. I've got my 3 items. They total up to $45.30. I add sales taxes. The gross amount that's going to post into QuickBooks Online is going to be the $49.44. So far, so good. No ambiguities there. As you can see on my screen here with Webgility, I can see the gross sale, and I can confirm this matches exactly what's in Shopify. So far, so good. But even this will be useless if I can't confirm that it shows up the exact same way in QuickBooks Online. Now I'm showing you a simple version of things so you can easily follow the flow. The main difference in a real environment is that instead of 1 transaction, you would have 10 or 50 or more. The flow is the same, and to audit this, you would add all of the transactions together to make sure the correct totals wind up in the right places. Now here we are in QuickBooks Online. My background, by the way, is as an auditor originally, so this is how I think when it comes to bookkeeping. I want to know, can I audit this? Which means I want to work backwards. I want to reverse engineer things, right? As the accountant in the mix, the first thing I need to confirm is that the deposits recorded actually reconcile, meaning they agree to what the bank shows. Next, I need to be able to trace the contents of a deposit at net back up to the gross sale. So I work from the end backwards. If I can do that consistently and reliably, then I know I can do the most important thing every accountant should be able to do with their customers, which is prove every number on my balance sheet and profit and loss. If I can do that, then I trust the system, then my customers trust me, especially when they doubt me, and I can show them the proof that my numbers work. This is how I get lifetime customers. So that particular order, I'm pretending was paid via PayPal, right? And now I'm in the PayPal register here in QuickBooks Online, and here's the $49.44. If I go back to my order here, that's the total I'm looking for. So right away, I can trace this through to QuickBooks Online and confirm that the amount is $49.44. Right? Now, over here, I've recorded the fee of $1.14. Again, I made up the number based on your rough 3.5%. And that would translate to the net amount of $48.30 being the net that gets swept into the bank account. Right? So now let's look at the Chase checking account here, and there's the $48.30. So now let's get into the Chase checking account here, and there's my $48.30. So I can absolutely confirm that everything flows perfectly. This is the money transferred out of PayPal into Chase checking. So it shows up in Chase checking, of course, as a deposit. So that's how I'm able to audit a transaction in terms of its flow from Shopify to Webgility and ultimately into QuickBooks Online. As the accountant in the mix again, QuickBooks Online is where it matters to me. That's what I'm going to be working with my client on. That's what I want to be able to show them. And as I said, if they have doubts, I want to be able to make sure I can prove every number. Okay, let's go back into Webgility here. We'll go back over to the new orders. Okay. Now remember a minute ago, I told you that I had a spreadsheet that reconciles Amazon settlement reports. And I also told you you didn't need it. And here's why. I designed that years ago because in the process of designing it, it forced me to learn and understand every little piece of it. I needed to be able to explain it to my own client. This kind of process made me much better at evaluating any solutions I would use to pull sales from places like Amazon, Shopify, and many others. And this is where Webgility comes in. I love Webgility because it makes it easy for me to explain this to even the most skeptical of customers, how we get from gross to net. It makes it easy for me to prove my numbers. And again, that means I can trust my system. Now, why is this important? Well, you'll have real-time books so that you always know where you are. Even Amazon sales are synced daily or whenever you like, so you don't have to wait for the settlement period to end to see what's going on with your e-commerce business. And now all of your sales data can be accessed across all sales channels in one place. You can and should use Webgility to get data, and you can also run the reports you need in QuickBooks Online. You want to see SKU-level profitability? Done. The only way you can do this is to have everything aggregated in one place. Webgility does that. All of your accounts will reconcile easily, which ensures accuracy. Finally, with all of the above in place, you'll be able to close your books monthly and quickly and accurately with the data you need to analyze so that you always know what's going on in your business. Accountants like me love this because we can get all of our e-commerce customers' books closed timely each month and then have the meaningful conversations we need to be having with our customers. In short, with the right processes in a system you can trust, you can run at scale without the expense of a whole team of people.